This video provides instructions on how to take notes as you are moving through the Big History curriculum. So we should all be familiar with this by now. It is the unit timeline that is where you get when you sign into Big History. So we will use Unit 1 as our example. So we'll click into it. And again, let's just start with Lesson 1.0. Hopefully you've already read through watched the instructional video related to how to navigate through the Big History website. If you haven't done that, definitely want to take the time to do that. But this is about how we go about taking notes. In the early lessons of Unit 1, I did or am providing worksheets. Some of these activities, okay, some of the ones that say activity, I will actually have printed out and available to you. And in those cases, you don't have to take notes separately from completing those worksheets. You just have to complete the worksheets. However, by the time we get to Unit 2, I'm going to try to completely eliminate the use of worksheets so that everything is done in your notebooks. That just seems to make more sense. It'll be easier to keep track of. Okay, so as you should know, in order to get involved with some of the resources in this lesson, Lesson 1.0, Welcome to Big History, you click Start Lesson. Now, let's just say we're just now getting to this. You should open up your notebook, okay? And what I would expect is for you to write, like this is day one, right? Unit 1.0, and let's, jump back here real quick. Unit 1, what is Big History? Lesson 1.0, Welcome to Big History. So I would expect to see both those things in your notes. And then as you start the lesson, each item that you come to should be clearly listed. Now I'm going to show you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. So here's what good notes would look like in your notebook. So Unit 1, what is Big History? 1.0, Welcome to Big History. Do you have to do it exactly like this? Of course not. But these are the expectations around organizing the information related to what you're learning. So Unit 1, what is Big History? Lesson 1.0, Welcome to Big History. Okay, so that's Unit 1, and then 1.0, Welcome to Big History. 1.0, Welcome to Big History. Okay. The very first thing is an activity called History as Mystery. Just abbreviated, activity, History as Mystery. And what I put here is work done on a worksheet. So I don't need to take additional notes, okay? Because this is one of the things that I will be handing out to you. Same thing for the next one. Activity, Easter Island Mystery, work done on a worksheet. In both of those cases, I have a worksheet printed out ready for you, and you don't have to take notes separately. But I would still expect to see mention of that in your notebook, okay? The next one is video. What is Big History? And notice here that what we have are some notes, okay? Based on what I saw in the video, I took some notes, and I even made some mistakes, and that's totally fine. But I would expect to see your notes related to the resource. In this case, that's this video. As always, you would read through the purpose, read through the process, the key ideas, the conceptual thinking, and the summary, and then you would watch the video and you'd take some notes that relate to the video. And in a previous video, which I've eliminated, so you probably haven't seen it, but in case you did see the original one, what I asked was that under each one, you take some notes. You list not only video, what is Big History, but then you list purpose, and you list process, and you list all these little subheadings. You don't need to do that, okay? That was too much. You just need to locate or identify the actual resource. In this case, it's a video, what is Big History? Take some notes. But yeah, I do expect, especially with regard to videos where there are key ideas and there are questions in them, every time you see key ideas and those questions, it's your job in your notes to answer those questions. So that's what we see right here. Key ideas. I didn't rewrite the questions. Okay, this is the question I'm answering. I'm not asking you to write the question and then answer it. The question's here. I know what the question is. Your job is to answer it. So this is my answer to question 1. This is my answer to question 2. and so on and so forth, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I would have answers all the way down. Conceptual thinking, there always ends there in a question, and you would answer that question. I think that's it there. So anyway, that's an example of what I would expect to see in your notebook. Unit 1, Lesson 1. Mention to each and every one of the activities that I've asked you to do, and then the relevant notes associated with it. If it's done on a worksheet, you can state that. But if it isn't, the notes should be there. Now, I didn't continue on through all the others, but the same would apply. Next up would be VID, Crash Course, The Big Bang. I would read through all of this, then I would watch the videos and take some notes. Then I would come back to these key ideas, and I would answer all these questions, and I would answer the question in in conceptual thinking, how is what we learn the same and how is it different? So that's the expectation, guys. And what I'm finding is that very few people are doing that, and it's a huge part of your grade. So please make sure, this is how I can see that you are actively engaging in the material. If all you're doing is just kind of scrolling through and reading a few things and watching a video and keeping going, you're going to do really poorly on the assessments, and the assessments make up the vast majority of your grade. So, and the other key thing to keep in mind is you can use your notes on the assessments. So if you are not taking notes, or you're not taking good notes, not only are you getting graded poorly for your notes, you're also going to do less well on your assessments because you won't have the notes to draw from. So strongly encourage you to take good notes in accordance with these instructions. As always, come see me with questions. Thanks.